Yes. We are back here at the OG Top Podcast with part two of the military and the ranking and also the salary of how many years you have to do to make that real money in this field. So part two, they supposed operation on all operational levels from team to bridles, and they provide the guidance, assistance, and supervisions their subordinates needs to perform their duties. W-3s has all the same responsibility as a high-ranking commission office, but they also have the technical expert and experience that a commission officer never would have had the opportunity to acquire. These officer earns between $4,376 up to $7,676 per month. In the Navy, they serve as technical specialist officers who have command authority. Now, guys, now you see why these officers be acting the way they act. Think about it. If you went through the ranks in the military field and you got a soldiers like 200 people, and then when you become a state trooper or a police officer or a chief, you got to get into their mind where they started. They had to work their ranks up to become this high-level superior. And then when they get on the streets, they don't look at us as people. They look at us as do as I say, because I earned these ranks. And this is the mentality that state troopers have. Police officers have, the ones that went to the military. And they put these guys on the streets. Just respect their authority when they come around you, because they worked hard for it. So respect them police officers and they will respect you. The next level is a W-4. A W-4 top Coast Guard warrant officer. The level W-4 represent the highest rank for a warrant officer in the Coast Guard. In the Navy, Marines, and the U.S. Army, there is a higher rank, but the level of a W-4 is quite an accomplishment indeed. Coast Guard warrant officer performs several mental circumstance duties, both on board ships and in officers and land. Warrant officer serves in a specialist role such as captain, surgeons, carpentries, boat wings, and master mates. A boat wing manager the ship dock, overseeing sailors, anchors, and dock safeties. The master mate the ship captain chief assistants, carry out various responsibilities. In other branches, Level 4 warrant officer collaborates with the commander of their expertise and future planning, and their monthly salary pay rate is between $4,791 up to $8,925 based on their experience. The next level, guys, is a W-2. A W-2, the highest paid grade for enlisted personnel. When the branch of the Army force needs someone with advanced, specializing training, they turn to warrant officers. There are 5 levels of warrant officers in all branches, except the Coast Guard, which has only 4. 5-level warrant officers has rising to the highest pay grade possible for their enlisted soldiery, avatars, or sellers. Very few people will even reach this rank. So not too many people will reach the W5 level. So if you see a Marine person and they wearing a W5, it took them years and years and years and years to get to that level. So let's give our soldiers some respect out here. They've been doing this hard work all their lives. Now that you know a little bit information on why they act the way they act, put some respect on their name. When there is a requirement for a cyber graphic or a carpenter or a software designer, the branch turns to a personnel who has military training and then goes on to immerse themselves in those fields. Usually outside the military service, the Navy even has a official flying chief warrant officer program where they teach non-commissioned officers how to fly, and this allows them to promote from within. W5 earns between $8,520 per month up to $11,149 per month, which inquires to an annual salary up to $133,794. So guys, once you get up in the military ranks, you can make up to 6-figure or more, but you got to put that work in. The next level is a O1. Sorry about that. Beginning level officers. Commissioned officer joined the service through one of several prescribed channels. They do not walk into a recruiting office and sign up for the basic training like enlisted personnel. They also do not join through a warrant officer training program that trains them in specific required skills. Instead, these officers come from one of three main pathways. The first is the Reserved Office Training Corps, also known as the ROTC. This demanding program that teaches leadership skills operates on university campus all over the country. Students entitled to the ROTC program, while they complete their standard university education, the government pays for their education for promising that upon completion, the graduate serves a certain numbers of years in the Army force. O1 technical outranks all enlist and warrant officers, including a W5. But because they are so young and inexperienced, their salaries are somewhat lower. They bring home between $3,637 up to $4,576 per month. But so guys, this is what you call getting a degree. Getting a degree will put you at the top of the list over a W5. And that the W5 is the highest rank in the military when you don't have a college degree. So just say if you work in the restaurant business and you become a dishwasher, you work your way up from dishwasher to server to bartender to bar manager, floor manager, and you work yourself up to a general manager. So this is with no degree. So if you do get your degree, which these students attended a ROC program and a standard university education, they are ranked higher than a person who just did 15 years at a restaurant with no degree. They coming in salary is $3,600 a month up to $4,500 a month with no experience. So they never even had to go through none of that basic training, none of all of that footwork, being cussed out and thrown in the mud. They haven't done 10,000 push-ups in a year. They go straight in with their degree and they earn that salary, which is between $3,600 to $4,600 per month with no experience. So let's get forward and see what's going on. Next is a O1E, like beginners, but with more experience. And some of the lower officer level pay grade, there is a distinctive made based on experience, which entitled personnels. The experience is built into a sliding pay grade, but with officers, they can get commissioned to a slightly higher rank with experience. O1Es are recent graduates from the university or one other pathway to life as a U.S. military office, but they have already spent some time in the service. So, got E1, so you got O1, and then you got O1E. So, O1 is straight off the boat, don't know nothing. O1E has got a little bit experience and already has spent a little bit time in service. Many have gone back to university to enhance their military career. In the Army, these servicemen and women join with the ranks of second lieutenants and can be immediately put in charge of a small group of soldiers. With 2 to 4 years of military service and the proper commission creditors, these military members can join the Army force at the level of a O1E. Remember, O1E is a college degree, but a little bit experience from the military, which earns them a monthly salary that falls between $4,500 per month to $5,682 a month. So they coming in with a little bit experience with a college degree. They getting this monthly salary, but they got a team under them that they tell what to do. Think about it, people. So this is why your mom always say, go back to school. Get that degree, because you could go into a job with no experience, but you will have a team of at least 10 to 20 people that will help you become the professional you need to be, because they do not have a degree. So they can't move up the ranks because they don't have the proper education. So guys, this is a lesson learned. This podcast, we teach you about success stories. And this is a road to success. If you do want to send your kid to the military, send them to a university to get them credits. Then when they go into the military, they could start out as a O1 and they become a O1E. And the pay is a little bit better from the beginning of a regular soldier that just walked in the door. Many have gone back to universities. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. All right, so a O3 is a captain, and they call them my captains. The next level bring us to a tier in a pay and responsibilities in all branches except the Navy and the Coast Guard. The rank that goes along with an O3 pay grade is that of a captain. Captains provide important leadership roles and are in charge of not only a group of soldiers, avatars, or salesmen, or them boat people, sailmen, but also responsible and have experience of equipment, including ships. In the Navy, of course, the captain has Pacific meaning, that of the leadership of the ship. In the Navy, an O3 is a lieutenant. So that's the rank of a captain can be used in its traditional meaning. In the Army and the Air Force, captains are commissioned at the company level and usually serve as a company commander in control of about 62 to 190 soldiers. Captains may have also teaching roles at combat schools. Most captains have several years of experience and can earn between $4,600 a month to $7,543 monthly. So now the next level is a O3E, and that's a captain with experience. The E destination of an officer ranks indicates that they have a great deal of experience. Many of these servant members join excuse me guys, as non-commissioned officers. An officer deciding they want to make the military their career went back and got the education required to become an officer. They also need many positive recommendations from supervisor officers. If it is all comes together for them, however, they can earn much more than the counterparts with the destination. Many of these officers attend a service academy like the U.S. Military Army at the U.S. Point, which trains for the Army, the U.S. Navy Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, which trains for the U.S. National and Marine Corps, or the U.S. Army Force Academy, which is based in Colorado, Silver Spring. Once the military education is complete, they receive a promotion to a O3E and can earn up to $8,421 per month, or about $101,000 per month. So once they get that degree, they could get up to $100,000 per year. So guys, this is a hell of a career. So they're going to train you to become a man. They're going to train you to become a professional. They're going to train you to deal with leadership skills. They're going to train you to put you in shape. This is not a fly-by-night type career like a rapper. This is a career you're going to have to learn, and you will be able to take this and apply it to the real world at a high professional level. And you're going to have people following you as a leader. The next level is a O4, a pay grade with some major responsibilities. Majors in the Army, Marines, Air Force, and Space Force. A lieutenant commander in the Coast Guard and Navy has the destination O4. Some officer can rise to the ranks with the little experience they have, exceptional academy background, and have already exhibit exoneration leadership skills. In the Army, the ranks of a major is the first field service ranks, which means they are qualified to lead a battleless size unit of 3,000. They can lead up to 300 to 1,200 soldiers. They also lead certain specialties companies or serve as staff officers and high-level positions. Guys, this has been a long story. I'm sorry if I'm blurring or if I'm what, but this is a little long. I didn't know it was going to be this long, but I'm doing my best. So work with me. Let's move forward. In the Medical Corps of the Marines, a major is the head of a clinic or a flight commander. In the Navy, lieutenant commanders generally serve in the executive and commander division of the Navy vessel as mid-ranking officers. Junior lieutenants are usually promoted to lieutenants, commanders after 2 years of service. Barring a negotiation incidents, O4S earns about $9,210 per month. The next level is a O5, senior officer with command responsibilities. The next step up for commissioned officer is an O5. It's considered the first level of qualifying as a senior commissioned officer in the Navy and the Coast Guard. This pay grade is held by those with the ranks of commanders. In the other branches, the equivalence level is that a lieutenant colonist in the Army. A lieutenant colonist is usually placed in charge of a group of Marines between 300 to 1,000 soldiers. So guys, you see the career process? Warrant officers usually obtains this ranks after 16 to 22 years of Army service, making it a common rank for those retiring after 20 years. In the Army Force, lieutenant colonels assume leadership roles in the segments within mission support or maintenance groups. They may also oversee operation within the operating group. At this rank, their income becomes substantial, with earnings ranking up to $10,384 per month, and that annual salary is $124,000 per month. So once you get this rank of 16 to 20 years of Army service, they are getting paid $10,384 per month, and that yearly salary becomes $124,000. So guys, I can keep going. The next one is a 06, colonel and captain. And when you get to this level, it's like, oh my, all the beginning soldiers, militaries, if you reach that level, they looking at you like you God. Oh my God. It is not easy to rise to the level of a 06. And those who are will be rewarded very well for their efforts. In the Army, Marine, Air Force, and Space Force, those who have reached this level have the rank of a colonist. A colonist is also a French word. It's interesting and preferred iconically that many of ranks of soldiers come from French words. It's pronounced like Cornell or coin, but positioning is far from coining. It's a very serious position. In the Navy, this rank is finally used for captains, which is the highest ranked then captains in the branch. Colonist is the highest rank before reaching the status of a general. And candidates receive special training at the Army War College in Pennsylvania. I know exactly what I said. I do loads over there in Pennsylvania. The Army War College. That's a big, let me tell you about this place. So this place called the Army War College in Pennsylvania, they got a whole city, bruh. Let me tell you. It's a whole city over there. It's like nothing but military bases. You go in there, they got airplanes as like statues. They got man, it's like a whole nother world. And they got like a whole city, a whole block just full of military base. It's about a mile long. It goes all the way around in a circle. And that's all you see is military training, pull-ups, running. This is thousands of military. I've been out there, so I know exactly what they talking about. So the Department of Defense pays grade 06 command a base of $7,669 per month, which can rise up to about $13,576, depending on their experience. The next level is a 07. It's generally admired from points up. There are more than 1.4 million active service members in the U.S. Army force. Of these favors, then 1,000 has achieved the rank of generals. It is a remarkable achievement that takes dedication, expertise, and over 20 years of experience to reach this level. In the Army, there are only 231 generals. The Navy has 162, and the Air Force has only 198. The Marine Corps has the fewest numbers of general in active service, which is only 62. There are 4 levels of being a general designed by stars, and they each comes with their own pay grade. The first level is a 07, and it is called a brigadier general. And all the branches that are not centered on water. In the Navy and the Coast Guard, the rank is known as a rear armor lower half. Also is used to be known as a Commodore. 07 takes home between $9,668 per month up to $14,445 per month. And that yearly base salary equals up to $173,340 per month. So guys, once you become a 07, your yearly salary is $173,000 every month. That's $9,668 up to $14,445 per month. So once you become a specialty, a general, you go to a 07, and this is when they start giving you your own big warships. Your own, you know how these guys do the family cruise, and it holds about 2,000 people. So the guy who drives that boat is usually a 07, and he is the commander of all commanders. So he have an assistant on down to staff, and whatever goes wrong, he has to deal with the government, the federal government. So if anything goes wrong on those ships, Usually he have to deal with the federal government. That's like on a '07 level in the military. Now they got a '08, the very modern of the modern major generals. So this is the big boy of the generals, and that is called a '08. So he is the modern of the modern major generals. So he's like the boss of the generals. Two-star generals, also called major generals, are in command of these division-sized units that comprise between 10,000 and 20,000 soldiers. The Navy equivalence is admired, and that is the highest ranks possible in the U.S. Navy in peacetime. The Navy caps the numbers of admirers at 160. So far, there to be the new admirers of many numbers of stars. Anyone must retire. This is a one of a chance by a pattern of the current admirers. So guys, once you become a '08, after this is nowhere else higher to go. The next thing, you have to retire. And you have a staff of soldiers between 10,000 to 20,000 that you are in charge of. And this is very knowledgeable. So guys, here on the OG Top Podcast, we talk about greatness. We talk about success stories. We talk about armies. And you'll be funny, a lot of people don't know this stuff, because I sure don't. I'm learning as I'm speaking here on the podcast. In the Army, a 2-star major general is also the highest peacetime rank possible. And they are in charge up to 15,000 soldiers, which is an entire division. They have 5 years of service, after which they must retire. In the Air Force, the title of a major general is a permanent one. Even after they retire, they keep that designation and the accompanying pay, which is between $11,000 to $16,000 monthly. So they keep that for life. And now they got a '09 level. And that's called a 3-star general. Serves only in wartime. So a '09 have served only in wartime. And that is called a 3-star general. The next level up, a 3-star general in the Army, Air Force, and Marine, and a vice admiral in the Army, only exists when the United States is actively at war. As such, they are also forced to retire after 5 years of service, unless they are promoted to a 4-star general. 4-star generals, also called lieutenant colonels, command corps siege units around 50,000 soldiers. Oftentimes, they act as senior staff officers or department head in various domestics or overseas headquarters. They might also be the head of the Department of the Pentagon. Additionally, the superintendent of the U.S. Service Academy includes the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, the U.S. Navy Academy in Annapolis, and the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Their current starting salary is $16,440 up to $16,970 per month. This isn't a wide range because everyone who reached this level has dedicated of experience. So they have decades of experience before they even reach this level. So guys, we almost done, so work with me. So next you got the O10, that's the highest officer in the U.S. military. Then from there you have the Service Academy students, officer candidates are at the bottom. So guys, if you want to read more information on these guys, this is a great career if you want to send your child away and make them become a man or a woman. Send them to the military to test their skills, especially if you got these kids out here and they think they bad butts. Send them to the military. They may become something in life because all that aggression and all that all that pain and energy they have, send them to the military. They might become one of these officers and surprise you, because a lot of times the kids just need to, express their physicality, their strength. And sometimes that's what you need to send them away. So also, guys, when you are in the military, you get what you call a per diem. Everyone gets an allowance for food and other expenses. Anyone in the armed force get a monthly salary that can be used for groceries and other expenses. Whatever branch you are in and whatever ranks you are, everyone is entitled to a small amount of money every month for food. Of course, many active duty personnel don't need money for their meals. They are provided housing units on their base. So there you go, guys. Once again, here at the OG Ty Podcast, we discuss greatness. Thanks for listening. I really enjoy giving you guys the information on the Marines, the military. I learned something myself, and I just want to say peace and out. And we are out.